You're about to check your phone. No buzz, no banner, no reason. And before this video's over, I'm going to catch you doing it and tell you exactly why your hand moved before your brain decided anything. Here's the moment played back. You're sitting there, phone face down or in your pocket, and your hand goes to it. Not because it rang, not because it buzzed, you just checked. Maybe you even felt it vibrate and there was nothing there. That's called a phantom vibration, and almost everyone who's owned a smartphone has felt it at some point. We laugh this off as a tic, a bad habit, something to feel a little embarrassed about and move on from. But that explanation doesn't hold up under any real scrutiny, because this isn't random, and it isn't really about the phone at all. Picture a slot machine. Nobody walks up to one expecting to win every time. The whole design depends on the opposite. You never know which pull pays off. Sometimes nothing. Sometimes a small win. Every once in a while, a big one. That unpredictability is the entire mechanism. Psychologists call it a variable ratio reward schedule, and it produces the most persistent, hardest to break behavior pattern we know of in a lab setting, more persistent than a reward you get every single time, no exceptions. Now look at your phone through that lens. Every time you unlock it, there's a chance, a like, a text back, an email that matters, a notification that changes your day, and sometimes there's nothing at all. You can't predict which check will pay off, so your brain stops trying to predict and just keeps pulling the lever. This isn't an accident. The same intermittent reward structure casinos spent a century perfecting got built into the apps on your home screen, on purpose, because unpredictable reward is what keeps a behavior alive long after a fixed reward would have made it boring. So that itch to check was never really about a notification. It's about the chance of one. But here's what the slot machine comparison doesn't explain. Why you check even when you're almost certain there's nothing there. Phones on silent, sitting 2 feet away, screen dark. The slot machine theory says you should only feel the pull when a payoff is actually possible. So why does the urge show up even when you know it's empty? The answer isn't about the phone, the apps, or even dopamine. It's something your brain was doing millions of years before screens existed. Stick with me. Once you see this part, you won't be able to unsee it. The behavior is called hypervigilance, and it didn't start with smartphones. It started with predators. If you're an animal in an environment where danger can appear without warning, the safest strategy isn't to check for threats on a schedule. It's to keep scanning, constantly, at irregular intervals. Because a predictable scan is a scan a predator can time around. Brains that scanned irregularly survived more often than brains that scanned on a fixed clock. Over time, that irregular scanning got built in, not as a choice, as a default setting. Your phone didn't create that wiring, it hijacked it. To a brain running ancient threat detection software, your phone is the tree line. Somewhere out there is a message that might matter, a problem, an opportunity, a piece of social information that affects your standing with the group. You can't see it from here, so you scan, not because you're weak-willed, because that's what a vigilant nervous system does with an environment it can't fully observe. Layer this on top of the slot machine effect and you get the real picture. It's not just that checking is unpredictably rewarding. It's that not checking feels like leaving yourself exposed. Every unchecked phone is an unscanned tree line. That's why the urge survives even when you're nearly certain there's nothing there. Nearly certain was never good enough for a system built to keep you alive, not comfortable. And here's the part that should actually concern you. This system doesn't shut off when you put the phone away. Once a nervous system gets trained to scan constantly, it doesn't reset to scanning occasionally just because you deleted an app. The vigilance becomes the baseline. Which brings us to what this is actually costing you. Not your time. Your time is the smallest part of this. What's being shaped is your baseline level of alertness. People who check compulsively don't just lose minutes to their phones. They report feeling more anxious at rest, more restless in silence, more uncomfortable in moments with no input at all. because input has quietly become what safe feels like. Think about the last time you sat somewhere with absolutely nothing to do. No phone, no task, nobody talking. For a lot of people now, that's not peaceful, it's uncomfortable, almost itchy. That discomfort isn't random either. It's a trained response. A nervous system taught that unscanned time is risky time doesn't know how to just sit there anymore. So the phantom check isn't a glitch. It's a fully functioning alarm system doing exactly what it evolved to do, pointed at a target, your phone, that was specifically engineered to keep that alarm twitchy. Two systems, one ancient, one manufactured last decade, reinforcing each other. That's why just put it down never works for long. You're not fighting a habit. You're fighting an alarm system that genuinely believes it's protecting you. So next time your hand drifts to your phone for no reason, don't read it as weakness. Read it as data. That's hypervigilance firing, dressed up as boredom. The question worth asking in that moment isn't, what am I missing? It's, what am I afraid I'm missing? Answer that honestly enough times, and the checking starts to lose its grip, not because you fought it, but because you finally gave the alarm the information it was actually looking for. If this rewired how you think about your own habits, you know what to do.